Jerry. Commissioner Cavan. Commissioner Cavan. The next item on the, do we have the lunch deal straightened out, Suzanne? Okay. Next item on the agenda is Commission Policy 50, duck stamp procedure. Kim Jolly.
Hi, for the record, Kim Jolly with NDOW, and I'll keep this very brief since you have a full agenda. The Commission Policy 50 duck stamp procedure, the changes are just housekeeping, and with the support material that you have, I believe it's pretty clear, self-explanatory.
You want her to go through anything on this? Commissioner Rain?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Okay, we take it out of this policy, then how it will be handled.
Are you speaking about the last two sections, Commissioner Rain?
Yes, basically all the duck stamp, how will it be handled, the numbers of stamps, the handling, distribution, mint stock.
That will be handled with our license office as it's an operational issue. They have internal procedures now that they have the flexibility to adjust if something is going to make things more efficient, save us money, and by eliminating this out of the commission policy, that gives them more flexibility to not have to deal with that operational issue internally.
So, as my understanding, Mr. Chairman, was that the reason why this originally came in here is because this was a political issue. Duck stamps are very politically, I mean, there's a lot of interest in it, and I mean, I hate to let the commission off the hook. It's easy to not be responsible for, you know, what's going on. A little bit on this. So that's when I'm just kind of looking at it, just trying to figure out, you know, why all these proposals were brought forward to eliminate the commission's role in it historically, just for efficiency's sake.
If I can address that, Chairman.
Go ahead.
If you look at the actual language changes, the only portion, and this is from direction from previous meetings, from previous administrative procedures, committee meetings, from listening to the commission, the last time we discussed this policy, their interest in the duck stamp procedure policy is the sponsorship and the art contest, the organization that they pick for the sponsorship and then the art contest, and the way that that judging is done, and making sure that the judging date is coordinated with the people on the committee.
And the judges.
And the judges, exactly. And that's what we've added in here. In no way has it removed that ability for the commission to have authority over that. It's actually enhanced and clarified it so that you focus on the political aspects, as you mentioned, and the purpose of the contest. The last two pages, where you see handling and distribution, and the paragraph above that, the number of stamps, by putting such detailed information in a commission policy, it limits, I mean, 35,000 stamps is what we have in here. By putting such detailed information in this, it limits their ability to make efficient decisions and that are dynamic with the times. Then the rest of it, the license agent stock, there's not this level of detailed operational information in any other commission policies, and so we were just cleaning that up to focus on what the commission wanted to.
Two questions. One of the reasons was because some of these stamps were valuable on like the first edition, and there was a lot of there was nothing written about how you disposed of them. And for example, on the first year stamp, everybody got an announcement in the agency, anybody want any more stamps, before they destroyed them, and it didn't go out to the public. And this should be in our procedures committee, I think.
Again, this kind of detailed information,
Right.
There are internal policies and procedures that we have, over 100 of them, that outline such detailed things. And in that arena, it's more we can vet the issue more, and we can make sure that all the public interest issues are addressed. But as you know, commission policies are guidelines, and internal department policies and procedures are the operational instructions that we go by to fall into the framework that the commission sets. So I'll note that it's important that the public understands what's available and that make sure that there's the mint stock available. And if you have any really detailed questions, I can have our license office supervisor address.
I think this should go back to our procedures and policy committee with the NDOW participation, with the public participation, and then bring it back to NDOW, because this is one of our policies. We have a procedure and policy committee to go through these with NDOW's input, and I think it should go through that before we vote on it, but it's whatever you guys want to do. Commissioner Pearl.
Yeah, Mr. Chairman, this acts as the first reading.
Right.
You could theoretically forward it to the policy and procedures. They could forward back with a recommendation to approve on second reading and then go from there.
When,
Mr. Chairman, Ken Mayer for the record. I will point out, if you take a look at what's been struck here, it's the wording that was originally put in back when it was conceived. When you talk about initially 35,000, I mean, so we're just cleaning up stuff that was years ago that's not germane to operations of the department, frankly, or the commission, because that's history.
it's more than a cleanup, it's a deletion of
Right.
2/3 of it, but I still think it should go back to the procedures committee before we, and let them bring it back to the commission, but whatever you want to do. Commissioner Rain?
I mean, that's what I think there's some more concerns than I'd like to deal with today on it, and a lot of it specifically has to do with the deletions. The additions, I don't have a particular problem with that, but I think that the deletions, that there's enough issues with that it should at least go through the committee process. Rather than reiterate it all today.
It's information only, so I think that's something our procedures committee should get a hold of before we proceed with it. Commissioner Cavan?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. My thought process on that is that this would be, as presented, would be what is left of policy 50, and these other internal procedures, if you want to call them that, or the procedures, I guess, that are being deleted would maybe come into another policy or something internal that is specific on how we dispose of them. I'm concerned about the disposal. That's always been it's an inventory item. They're valuable. I'm concerned about that. And if there's more teeth in it by having that an internal process versus a policy commission, a policy of the commission, I would be in favor of having that internal policy if it has more teeth than just this policy. But I do think we need to know exactly what the disposal is. It's been 2 years. They hold them for 2 years. That's been the case for quite a while. But I kind of hate to do away with that unless we have something else in place. I do agree that I hate to do away with that disposal portion of it unless, and as long as we're going to revisit it, that's fine too. If we sent that portion of it to the policy committee, I'd be happy with that.
I think I'm going to send it back over to the procedure and policy committee, because we had something in there, and I don't have it with me, where we said something about the judges can't have any interest in it, and that was omitted out of here, as I see.
That didn't carry. The commission did not approve those.
Right.
Right. So, and from our discussion with this was just to get the department's portion of how we wanted to edit it. Whatever you want to do with the judging panel, that's up to you guys.
On the one part here, on page on the first page, well, it doesn't make any difference. We'll pick up on that. On where it says procedure, adorned artwork in the successful years, Nevada, state, the state should be capitalized on that too. But I'm gonna turn that over to the Procedure and Policy Committee to take these recommendations in. Okay? Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you, Kim.
Could I ask a point of clarification before Maureen sits down? How does this affect item D on the commission regulations? The policy and the regulation are linked?
Well, the regulation would supersede the policy when it comes to like the definition of the mint stock and things like that, because that is migrating up into permanent regulation now. So, and we're putting the actual value of what the expired and unexpired stamps are for duck stamps in NAC, so it's above commission policy, so it has a little more teeth. So I don't see any issues that way.
So we can do the regulation, but then catch up with the policy later.
I believe we can, yes.
Okay, thanks, Brandon. Next item of business.
Excuse me, sir. Could I add a
Kelly.
point of clarification? Kelly Clark, Conservation Education Chief. I just want to get it on the record that the existing policy, Commission Policy 50, still stands. We do have a duck stamp judging coming up, and that those rules are currently in effect and will be in effect until the Commission acts. After the second action, then future judging will be activated under your new rules. So, right. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, let's go to the next item of business, work